Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terri. I make Philippine Travel Update. How are you all? Today is September 28. 2 more days till October. Less than 100 days before Christmas. So what is the update on the Philippine travel? A lot of you are asking me, Jennifer, what's the update on the 5 days quarantine proposal? For now, guys, it's still a proposal. Sa mga nagtatanong po, Jennifer, ilang araw na lang yung quarantine? Sa ngayon po, 10 araw po sa karamihan sa inyo. We're still waiting na yung IATF ay aprubahan yung proposal ng mga airlines. But for now, we're receiving more and more support for this shorter quarantine. The other day, the Management Association, the business groups in the Philippines expressed their support to shorten the quarantine for international passengers. From 10, just make it into 5 days in the hotel quarantine. According to them, less painful for travelers to come to the country. And it will encourage and support Balikbayans and international tourists by reducing the quarantine days. And it will give the much needed boost for our hospitality, tourism, and transport sectors. So, another goal naman doon, itong business groups, they want shorter quarantine para ma-encourage yung mga balikbayans, especially balikbayans. Balikbayans po yung mga former Filipino, mga Pilipinong nasa abroad na nakatira, pumupunta pa rin sa Pilipinas. They are our third biggest market for tourism. Malaki yung tulong nila for our tourism. According to the business groups, if we were to follow yung protocol that were proposed by PAL, in which you have to present negative COVID test result, it will significantly reduce the probability of allowing infected travelers on board. While testing on the 3rd day after arrival should catch any potential infection since the pre-flight test. As we all know, that the positivity rate for international travelers is really low, guys, since last year pa. Average positivity rate was below 0.5% in the last quarter. It is really low. Most of us are already vaccinated sa abroad pa lang, di ba? And the other day, we talked about how the DOT or the Department of Transportation gave hints that they want to increase the travel cap. Travel cap, that's the reason why there are so many canceled flights. Kasi nga, limited lang yung pasaherong pinapapasok, so airlines have no choice but to cancel. Pero Department of Transportation this last week gave us hints, nagbigay ng mga symptoms, gave us signs na gusto nilang taasan yung travel capacity. And the Bureau of Immigration said, yes, we agree. According to the Bureau of Immigration press release today, they are ready to increase the travel cap. They have enough manpower. They said that they have recently hired 99 Bureau of Immigration officers and they can be deployed wherever the country needs them. This move comes after the announcement of the DOTR that plans to increase the travel cap by exploring alternative gateways. So for now, the main gateways ng mga international flights are Manila, Clark, Cebu. Yan talaga yung main, guys. Ito yung may pinakamaraming flights. Pero nga, Department of Transportation proposed na why don't we open other airports? They said Jensan or pwede ding Lawag, pwede ding Bohol, ganun. So we are getting a lot of support. But the support that we really need, the yes that we need is from the President. Yes. Siya naman talaga ang makakapag-decide, guys. Siya din makakapagbago ng rules. Kahit pa sabihin ng DOH, wag yan. Pero kapag sinabi ng President, oo, walang choice. They have to follow. While life in the Philippines naman tayo, how about Christmas? I'm sure a lot of you guys are already thinking, ay, pwede kayong umuwi sa Pasko, may quarantine pa kaya. Look, kung tinatanong nyo kung may quarantine pa, hindi ko po yan masasagutan. Wala pong makakasagot niyan. Wala pong sagot sa tanong na yan. Wala pa tayong sagot. Kasi wala pang announcement. Pero, the IATF is very positive that Filipinos will experience a better Christmas this year, especially those who are in the National Capital Region, NCR, Manila. Because their vaccination rate is really high. Ang taas, guys. According to IATF spokesperson, ito yung sinabi niya.
Malapit na po talaga ang population protection sa Metro Manila. So, at kapag nangyari po itong population protection, no, yung mababakunahan ng 80%, makakapaghanap buhay ang karamihan sa atin. Magbabalik buhay po tayo at magiging masaya ang ating Pasko.
So compared with the national, the whole Philippines, 26.68% of the adult population are fully vaccinated while 30% ay first dose. And then compare that to National Capital Region. Oh my goodness, look at that. 72% fully vaccinated na adult population sa NCR. Napakataas ng vaccination rates nila kaya possible talaga na by Christmas hindi na lockdown sa Manila. I don't know with the rest of the country. Like for us, we're not in priority for the vaccination. Kaya dito sa amin, mga nasa 12 to 13% pa lang ang fully vaccinated. Pero in Manila, areas na nasa priority like Cebu, Clark, yan sila, madaling makaka-move on kasi mataas yung vaccination rate nila. Now, talking about tourism, top tourist destinations open to removing RT-PCR tests for domestic travelers. So that is the number one na hadlang or hindrance for here, Filipinos in the Philippines. You want to travel pero to enter you need testing and then to go back to your province you need testing. That's expensive. You're gonna spend at least 5,000 pesos just on testing alone. And there are others na requirements like if you want to go to a certain area you need pre-booking in a resort. So hindi siya talagang magastos talaga siya. That's why governors of provinces around the Philippines are open to easing restrictions for domestic travel for the fully vaccinated. According to Presidential Advisor Joey Concepcion, we are asking them to waive the RT-PCR test because that's very expensive test. They're open to the idea of allowing airlines to fly passengers without RT-PCR tests as long as they're fully vaccinated. Yung mga hindi vaccinated, they still have to get an RT-PCR test. For now, this is still talks guys discussion. Hindi pa siya natutupad. But I know that there are certain areas na in the Philippines that are accepting vaccination card instead of RT-PCR. So kung vaccinated po kayo abroad, make sure that you have proof of vaccination para magamit nyo yan sa Pilipinas. So for example nga, pupunta ka ng Bohol, Boracay, Cebu Province, El Nido, Palawan, Siargao. All these areas require RT-PCR tests. Now, asking about tourism, how about international tourism? Well, one message is clear. Vaccination is the key to reopening tourism. According to the vaccine jar, we believe that in order for the industry, tourism to get back on its feet and safely open our economy, we need to vaccinate as many members of our workers as much as possible. For example, in Cebu, they're almost reaching the 100% where tourism workers vaccinations. Yes, Cebu po is also in priority. That's why a lot of them are vaccinated na. According to Secretary Puyat, the only way to open tourism in Cebu and the Philippines is for all to be vaccinated. Everybody that tourists are in contact with. All over Asia, the only operational tourist destinations are those with 90% or more vaccinated. For now, if you look at the whole Philippines, 50% of tourism workers are vaccinated. But in other areas like Cebu, it's more than 50%. So if their goal is to fully vaccinate all of them, before December or even by end of October, they can achieve it. So maybe Cebu can reopen earlier than the whole of the Philippines. It's a possibility, especially if you have a governor like Governor Gwen. IATF spokesperson said today that the president already approved. Children po, I know 12 to 17-year-olds and the general population will be eligible for vaccination. While will there be vaccination mandates? Will vaccination be compulsory in the Philippines? Mandatory. Possible. According to the Philippine president, in my opinion, you can compel under the police power of the state. Yes, the government, if you don't want to be vaccinated, go out. Go out of government. Why? Because when you are with the government, you face people. People transact business officials, well, audiences or visits. It's very likely that government employees will be mandated of vaccinations, will be required. It's very obvious here. I'm on in the statement alone. So that is the update, guys. Still proposal pa lang po yung shortened quarantine for Philippines naman. I think I feel like there is a shift on the response. I think the government is now more open on easing the restrictions. I think because we have more vaccine doses, the supply, they are coming. Like in this week alone, we are to receive 5 to 6 million doses. That's a lot. So as I told you before guys, really, vaccination talaga is the key. If gusto nyo walang quarantine at open lahat, talagang yun lang po yung option natin. As we all know, other countries did the same. So, thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you again po sa next update. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Mag-ingat and God bless. Bye!